Live from the headquarters of Ramsey Solutions, broadcasting from the Pods Moving and Storage Studio. This is the Ramsey Show. It's where we help you win in your life, specifically your money, your work, and your relationships. All three of those are absolutely connected, and we want to help you win with some common sense and hope. I'm Ken Coleman. I'm joined by my colleague, Rachel Cruz, and we're here together for you this hour. The phone number to jump in is 888-825-5225. That's 888-825-5225. She took a swig from her Rachel Cruz mug. That tells me
here.
She is ready to go. Let's go. We're going to have fun.
I just had lunch. Had lunch, yes.
That must be nice. I just came straight from the Ken Coleman Show. I won't eat till later today.
Oh, we're so
It's okay.
sad. What a hard life you live.
I look at me. I'm a real worker here, folks. All right, let's get to Jose, who joins us in Houston, Texas. Jose, how can we help?
Hey, y'all. How's it going?
We're having a blast. What's going
on? So I recently graduated college. I have a full-time job. I'm 22 years old. I'm debt-free. I'm staying with my parents. And my question was, should I be aggressive towards saving 50% of my income towards retirement right now? Or should I be more aggressive towards saving for a down payment for a house? Or can I do both? Should I focus in one? Nice. And also, my job, we have the opportunity to contribute to a Roth 401k. So I'm still confused whether if I am going towards the retirement of 15% of my income route, should I go towards my Roth 401k first or my Roth IRA account? And yeah,
it's a great question. Great questions. And so I'm assuming you have no debt.
Yes, no debt.
No debt, and a fully funded emergency fund.
Yes, I forgot to mention 6 months.
6 months, okay, so you have it all. That's great, Jose. Okay, so the next step I would do, yes, is to save up for your down payment, which is baby step 3B. And my question for you is, too, are you going to be in the Houston area? Do you see yourself there long term, or just because you're so young and I know you're just maybe a year or two into the workforce, or do you see yourself maybe moving? Because where you are location-wise, the length of time you're there probably will determine for me when you're going to really aggressively save up for that down payment.
Yes, I do plan on staying in the Houston area for a long time.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah, so if I were you, I would look around and, whether it's a townhome, condos, or even, a single family home, and look at some prices and in the areas you want. And then I would start saving for a down payment, because if you're going to be planted there for a while, having a house, it's a great investment. And so I would work towards that first. And that's baby step 3B is what we call it. And then moving on to baby step 4, which is 15% of your income, into retirement. So since both of those, the retirement question of the Roth IRA versus the Roth 401k, since they're both Roth, those are both excellent because they're going to grow tax-free, which is great. So I would go up to the match in the 401k, then go and fund your Roth IRA as much as possible. And for some reason, if you max it out, and you still don't hit that 15% of your income, you can go back to your 401k and put some more money in.
Yeah. Jose, I got to ask you as we look forward here, what's your relationship status? Do we have something going on there, or are we single and ready to mingle?
Yeah, you can say I'm single ready to mingle.
All right. Now, the reason I asked that first question is not to be nosy. So you are single, and so we don't know what's going to happen in that stage of your life. And so as you begin to look, I love Rachel's advice. I just want to be maybe the older brother. Well, let's be honest. I'm old enough to be your dad. This is embarrassing. So I'm going to be radio dad for a second. I just want you to be really careful, because you get out there, you've done a great job. You're financially in a wonderful place. Don't try to bite off too much. You could buy a smaller house. It'd be great for you. Maybe get some roommates if the relationship thing doesn't pan out right away. And we don't know what life is going to throw at us. And then maybe pay that off, and then sell it and move that into the next house. I just think, Rachel, there's a temptation out there, and I'm not saying that Jose has it. I'm just warning against it, that you get out there.
Oh, yeah.
You don't have to impress a bunch of people with that first house. I love that you mentioned a townhouse. I like a conservative move as he gets out of the home. That's the only thing I want to say. Got to be the radio dad there. Don't try to do too much. Yeah. You're so young. You're in such financial stability right now at this young of an age. And so just be careful, Jose. That's the idea. Got it?
Got it. Yeah. Thank y'all very much.
All right, man. Thanks for the call.
Absolutely.
I love that. All right, let's go to Lily, who joins us in the City of Angels, Los Angeles, California. Lily, how can we help?
Hi. So my problem is that I get out of debt. I don't have a problem. I have a plan and I can get out of debt. I just tend to be going back into debt. And I've done that 10 times, and I am just sick and tired of always going back into debt.
I'll bet.
Yeah.
Is there a pattern, Lily, of things that are happening circumstantially or maybe proactively where you just find yourself going right back into it? What's caused? Is there a theme? Is there a pattern?
It's just comfortable to have that money sitting there. The credit cards, and then I use them, and then I pay them off, and then back at it again.
So it's
right now I'm back in debt.
So it's just credit card, nothing else?
Yeah, it's just credit cards.
Okay. Well,
Interesting.
a very simple solution, Lily, would be to cut them up so they're not a temptation anymore. And again, that's kind of the black and white answer. But for you,
There's a fear there, Rachel. Feels like she keeps
there's
going.
a scarcity mentality there, Lily. Do you have any other debt besides the credit cards?
I had a car note. I've been having car notes for the past 4 years, but I paid my last car off, so I'm good.
Oh, good. Okay. Do you have any money saved?
No, I do not.
Okay. So that's going to be part of your problem is that there is a realistic fear.
I want a quick question. I wonder, Lily, do you have any margin? If you look at your budget every month, when you get to the end, do you have some margin, no margin? What is it?
I'm pretty much broke.
That's what it is. Rachel, here's what I think.
Yeah.
I think that the budget is one part of it, maybe. I also want to know if income may need to go up. And I'm always the bigger shovel guy here on the Ramsey Show. I want
what are you
people to make
making,
more
Lily?
money.
$25,000 a year.
Oh, okay. All right. So
There's our problem.
how are you doing on your budget? Are you disciplined?
Not really, but it's really awkward because I'm a homemaker, but I also work as a caregiver for my mother. But my husband pays for everything. So my mom and my husband, they're like, why do you keep going into debt? And I really don't understand. I'm like, I don't know.
Okay. It
That's
sounds
why I
like we've
need
got
help.
a lot going on here.
Yeah. Okay. So Lily, how much does your husband make?
He makes about $75,000 a year.
Okay.
You guys have separate incomes? I mean, accounts, excuse me?
Yes, we do.
Okay.
Let's do this. Lily, we're getting more information, which is good news because we're going to help you. So here's the deal. I want you to hold on. We're going to do a quick break. When we come back, folks, we're going to walk Lily through what she needs to do. We got some pieces we got to tie together. But Lily, please hang on because it's going to be okay. We're going to get you out of this mess. All right. For the rest of you, thank you so much for tuning in. We're going to help Lily. Don't go anywhere. She's Rachel Cruz. I'm Ken Coleman. This is The Ramsey Show.
Buying a home is one of the biggest decisions of your life. You need a partner like Churchill Mortgage. Churchill is one of the highest rated lenders in the country, and they're Ramsey trusted because they do what's right for you. Churchill works with you to build a mortgage the Ramsey way, one that doesn't bust your budget, sets you up for financial success, and helps you get out of debt faster. Go to churchillmortgage.com today and get started.
Welcome back, America. You're listening to The Ramsey Show. I'm Ken Coleman, joined by my colleague, Rachel Cruz. The phone number to jump in is 888-825-5225. We're here to talk about your money. And as it relates to your money, work, whether it be income issues or you're just feeling stuck, you don't feel like you can leave because of your debt and getting out of the debt process. Well, we're here to talk about all of that, the relationship component to that as well. And it feels like, Rachel, we've got all three of those things involved in Lily. Lily joined us in our last segment from Los Angeles. We have her with us because as we went to break, we were finding out that Lily has gotten in and out of debt, Rachel, about 10 times. And she keeps going back to it. We found out it was just the credit cards. We asked why. She said, well, I'm basically broke. I don't have much left at the end of the month, and I like having the security of if I need something on their credit cards. We then found out that her husband makes $75,000. She makes $25,000. Feels like they don't have joint bank accounts.
And I think she said, Lily, you can correct me, that my mom and husband pay for everything. So
That's
mom
right.
is involved too. So
Mom's involved. So we got a lot going on.
Talk through it.
So Lily, I want to turn you over to Rachel here, and let's figure out what is happening financially.
Okay, so Lily, for you, you guys obviously are not, you and your husband specifically are not working together when it comes to money. What is your mom's role in your life? Is she living with you guys? How involved is she?
Well, she actually helps me out. She's like, oh, do you need a little bit of money? And then she'll send me $100, and I'm like, oh, thank you. So yeah, she helps me here and there when I need money.
Okay.
And also, I'm her caregiver, so I work for her.
Okay.
So I go to her house and clean her house, but I'm paid through the DPSS.
Okay. So you and your husband together, where are you, is money a conversation you guys have ever? Is it that he just finds out you have credit card debt and he gets frustrated? How do conversations with money go?
So usually because he pays everything, we don't really share bank accounts. I don't really see a need to, because when I was growing up, my mom always told me that's not a good idea, to keep my money apart. So I usually tell him, hey, I'm back in debt, and he helps me pay it off. But he's getting kind of tired, and I'm getting kind of tired as well.
Yeah.
And I'm taking money from the house, so I don't want to be in debt anymore.
Yeah, for sure. Well, I hear that. So I think one step, this is not going to solve all the problems, but a really big step that I want you to take, Lily, is for you and your husband to sit down, and I want you guys to start framing up this new way of looking at money in your marriage, because I want you guys to start working together as a team and seeing yourselves as one. Right now, it is very separate, and you're doing it out of this fear mentality because your mom always told you all of this. Listen, when you are married, you are one in every aspect of your life, including your money. And it's going to be really hard, Lily, to win long-term financially when you're in a marriage with someone and you guys are not talking about money, you're not working on money together, and you don't see yourselves as one. And so I know there can be a lot of fear there, but with your husband, you guys need to sit down and say, hey, we have to start working to be on the same page. Because if you guys start working together, you combine your income, Lily, you guys will have $100,000 to work with throughout the year. You guys can sit down, do a budget together, and say, hey, here's where we're agreeing on where our money's going. But here's what I'm going to say, Lily. If I'm your husband, it's going to be really hard to trust you. Mm-hmm. If you're in a habit of going and racking up credit card debt, so you need to get to the bottom and the root cause of what is causing it. And I think part of it might be mathematics, because you're just working off this $25,000, and if it's running out, you're scared and you go to your mom, and you have all these safety nets. So what you want to be able to do is to say, okay, when that fear rises up, I know that we're working a plan to get us an emergency fund. Yep. I know that we're working a plan to be in control of our money. Me and my husband, because you guys working together. But Lily, I really would. One of the best things I've heard Dr. John Deloney say this, that if there's a temptation in your life, yes, you want to get to the root cause of it, but you also want to make it not easy to continue to repeat the mistake, right? So if you're an alcoholic going and sitting in a bar all the time, that's not a great plan. And so for you, those credit cards just hanging around, it's an easier temptation because they're accessible. They're right there. So
Lily,
I want to make it hard for you. Lily, to go and swipe cards, because when they're not there, it's going to be tough.
Let's do it. Lily, are you at home right now?
Yes, I am.
Can you go get your scissors and pull your credit cards out? Let's cut them up right now.
Do it.
I'm serious. Are you willing to do it? If not, I'll let you go. We're not going to pressure you. You ready to cut them up right now?
Well, there's a lot of noise in my house, so I'm actually in my garage because I have a lot of kids.
She's like, I have a lot of kids. I'm hiding in the
that's
garage.
a really good excuse.
I do that too as a mom. Hide in the garage.
I know an excuse when I hear one because we're all good at giving them. So I tell you what, Lily, we're not going to shame you into this, but I tell you what we will do. We want to give you a good push forward. We're going to give you Financial Peace University. So hang on the line, and we're going to give you Financial Peace University. I want you to commit to going through this with your husband. I think Rachel's advice is great. I think your husband deserves you going, hey, I want to do whatever it takes so that you're not tired of bailing me out and that we're on the same page. And so let's see if he'll commit to doing Financial Peace University with you. And if you follow these steps, which you've bought into the concept of paying off debt before, Lily. I mean, you've done it several times. And we've got to get to what's really going on here. And I think Rachel's advice is going to take away this fear, this mindset that I don't have enough. You feel like you don't have enough because you don't know what enough is. And you've got to get on the same page. So hang on the line. We'll give you Financial Peace University, and I really believe it will help. Let's go to the Big Apple next, New York City, New York, and James is joining us. James, how can we help?
Hi, how are you guys doing today?
We're having a blast, James. What's up?
Awesome. So unfortunately, I just got laid off from my job selling technology
I'm sorry.
A month ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, the whole business unit was let go.
Yeah, we're seeing that a lot with big tech. What are you doing now for money?
So I'm looking very actively for a job. However, I'm finding that while, I've received even one offer and I've gotten through some application processes, and I'm glad you're on, Ken, because I know you provide great insight here. I haven't found anything that pays close to what I was making in my last role.
Okay, so
in my last role,
how much were you making?
So the on-target earnings, what they expect you to make your average with your commission was about $150K a year. But I was looking to 250, 275 the last 3 years.
Good for you. Do you have any savings?
Yeah, so I have an emergency fund fully funded for 6 months, about $45K, and then I got about $20K in severance.
Okay. Well, I don't want you touching the emergency fund. You don't have debt?
I don't have any debt. Except for my mortgage, which is a significant amount of debt.
All right. So we need some income fast.
Yeah.
Well, so let me just tell you, I understand you're looking for a role that pays you $250. I get it because you set a watermark. So it's just the natural human thing. I want to get back to that mark. But right now you need money. So while you're looking, you need to be working. And if you can get something that pays $125, my point is we don't just we can't just go, well, I'm looking for $250 and haven't found it yet. It's like we keep looking for the $250. You've got the experience, you've got some skill set, but right now we've got to bring in some income, and we're going to drastically change our lifestyle. Do you understand what I'm saying?
That makes a lot of sense. My concern though is just, if I take a job at 125. I can pay the mortgage and I can hit my essentials, but putting like 15% towards retirement and making the aggressive.
But brother, I'm not saying take a job for 125 for the next part of your career. I'm saying we've got financial issues given your mortgage and your reality if we don't get urgent and get some income. So I'm saying let's go get income to scrape by, to stay stable, nose above water, so we don't go into the emergency fund. That emergency fund is not for floating me while I find another job.
And James, make sure that your mortgage is not 50% of your take-home pay, because that also could be a problem.
So we got to look at that. You may need to sell that property right now for a reboot, for a restart. So hang on the line. Can we set James up to call into my show next week, and let's talk about his future and some opportunities there. Appreciate the call. Don't move. More of your calls coming up. This is The Ramsey Show.
We've been doing business at Ramsey for more than 30 years. By now, we're a well-oiled machine, but it wasn't always that way. Yes, we've always had a vision, always had determination, and a drive to help people. But what we didn't have was one central place to access all our numbers so that we could get further ahead or quickly see when we needed to pivot. We were always jumping back and forth between different systems and spreadsheets. So when NetSuite by Oracle helped us wrangle our revenue, inventory, expenses, and more into one place, it was a game changer. And NetSuite's #1 cloud financial system can help your business gain the same visibility, because businesses thrive on timely data. And NetSuite's real-time analytics can help your business have immediate access to your numbers daily, so you always know where you stand and you can move quickly. So go to netsuite.com/Ramsey today and set up a free product tour. That's netsuite.com/Ramsey.
Welcome back, America. You are listening to The Ramsey Show. I'm Ken Coleman, joined by my colleague Rachel Cruz. The phone number is 888-825-5225. If you're new to the program, first, we want to say welcome. And second, we are having a conversation about money. And in the context of talking about your money, we talk about work and relationships. And I'm the work guy. Think about making more money, getting in a better situation to where you can pay off debt faster, save money faster. I'll take those calls today. And of course, Rachel Cruz, one of our money experts here at Ramsey Solutions, here to answer your money questions. So let's get to it. Omaha, Nebraska. Beth is on the line. Beth, how can we help?
I have a question about some land. We have inherited some land. It's 19 acres, has a small home on it. Part of it is farmable, and there's a guy that does some farming on that. None of that is very lucrative. Maybe $700 a month is what we're taking in off of that property. So it's kind of a hot property in Council Bluffs, Iowa. Things are kind of moving there. There's a lot of businesses. So we've been approached by somebody that said they would give us $800,000 for it. It's probably market value is probably between $250,000 and $300,000 if we were going to sell it. What they want to do, though, is pay us $10,000 the first year, $10,000 the second year, and then $800 if it sells in year 3, or if they're ready in year 3, 4, and 5. They're planning to be done and have all their permits and ready to do what they want to do within the 5 years. They're hoping to be done in 3.
Beth, I got to tell you, Beth, that sounds like pure prospecting. This is a company that sees the value. That offer is crazy to offer that much over market value and then give you this little payment plan. What they're trying to do is they're trying to put a hold on this thing. And it sounds sketchy to me, extremely prospective, meaning I hope everything works. And the fact is, it sounds to me like you could get $300 for it in this market right now, and I would take the sure thing. I'd say no. That's me. Rachel, do you see any problems with
I totally agree. Yeah, Beth, if this was a 9-month thing, hey, can we hold it for 9 months and then this, and this? But you're talking a year, 2 years, 3 years, 5 years. No. And the problem is the company right now can't do what they want to do. No. So could they in 3 years? Yeah, maybe. But also, could they not? Yeah, maybe. Mm-hmm. And you've just held on to a piece of property that... Now, are you guys forced to sell? Is there a reason you absolutely have to sell right now?
No, not at all.
Okay.
Do you own it free and clear? Any debt on the property?
No, we have no debt. I mean, even personal debt, we have nothing. I mean, we wouldn't sell it to pay anything. We don't need it.
Right.
I mean,
so that's the question.
Yeah. So I would almost tell them I would just tell them, hey, I don't want this property to be tied. I don't want my word to be tied down to this property for years and years and years. So we're not going to sell. We're not planning, unless you are planning. We're not planning on doing anything. So come back to us in 3-4 years when you actually have the money to this business, and we can evaluate it and look and then make the decision then. But we're not going to. I'm not You don't get your name on this property for $10,000 per year. Because you don't need to, Beth. Like, you're fine. And if you guys want to sell it down the line, then you can, and you're going to make great money. Do you guys need any of this cash at all in your situation? How old are you guys?
63 and 57. No, we don't.
Okay.
Yeah, you wouldn't
that
even.
was the other thing is that
Yeah.
even if you get it in this market, what do you do with it? Because you don't really want to invest. I don't want to right at this moment.
And you can hold on to it, and it can continue to grow in value. And in maybe 20 years, if you want to sell, you can.
Beth, I think this is a really simple response. No thanks.
Okay. The other thing we thought of was going back to them and saying you can pay us this 1 year, $10,000, and then this time next year we either settle on the 800 or we're out.
No, it's too complicated, Beth. You just got done telling us that you guys wouldn't even. Here's the deal: you wouldn't have called us today had they not made this offer. You guys weren't even thinking about selling it. True or false?
True.
Okay, then. This is sketchy and weird.
And they're not even going to be doing anything for 2 years. So just tell them, keep growing your business. And in 2 years, come back. And if you want the same offer, maybe we'll talk about it. And we can sell it to you then. But yeah, I wouldn't attach myself to them for 2 years.
And here's the deal, Beth. It is possible. I don't think it's going to happen. I think it's a small chance. But one of my favorite games to play with my buddies in the old neighborhood, Rachel, we're talking small dollars here, but I enjoy poker. And if you want to, in this situation, you just say, no, you call their bluff, and you say, no, thanks. And then we'll find out if they're the real deal. And if they are the real deal, I don't think they'd be offering $800,000. That's what I think is just, this is all very manipulative feeling to me. It's just weird. No good business person goes, well, the market says it's worth $3. I'm going to come in and offer
Over double.
$500,000 more. Like Rachel's husband, Winston's a friend of mine and a real estate expert. He'd hit me over the head with a bat if I proposed some idea like that. So hey, no thanks, Beth. And let's just see if they're for real. And if they come to you with real money that makes real sense, then you and the Hubs and the family can talk about it.
It's great.
No thanks.
Man, and
Moving on.
And here's what happens, and I get it, Beth. I get even the curiosity is piqued because you're thinking, this could be a really good deal.
Oh, yeah.
This could be a good deal. But and here's the thing, even if she went through with it, let's just pretend she thinks that we're crazy and she says no. And then this company gives them $10,000 to this year, next year, and then they have the 800, then, it can, right? Like people can keep their word. There are times that it happens.
Sure.
But here's the thing is like you're putting yourself in risk with a company.
Yeah.
And there's no need for you to be tied down to something. Because also, Beth, I would say you never know what's going to happen in your life. And you may look up and be like, man, we just want to, we're going to move out of Omaha. We want out of here. And it frees you up. There's no one owning any part of your life or this property.
I think my response is I want to edit my response. I'll tell you what,
the
fellas.
best on the fly.
All right, fellas. Here's my. I can give you my banker's information, and you guys can wire $800,000 to our account today, and we'll show up and we'll have a marching band and we'll walk you onto the property.
That's right.
Outside of that, we're okay.
We're fine. We're good.
It just sounds a little crazy.
Yep.
All right, let's go to Andy now in Reno. Do you say Nevada or Nevada, Rachel?
I say Nevada.
I think the people that live out there, they say Nevada.
Nevada? What is it, Andy?
I've been saying Nevada. Let's go to Andy. Andy, is it Nevada or Nevada?
I say Nevada.
Everybody out there does, so that's what I'm sticking with. Andy, how can we help?
I was wanting somebody to help push me over the edge to pay my mortgage off.
Well, you have found the right two people to push you over the edge today. I will tell you right now. Why? Give me one good reason that keeps popping up in your head as to why you wouldn't pay it off.
I'm not sure. Maybe just the complications of having to pay my own insurance and taxes from now on.
You got the money to pay your mortgage off today?
I do.
Wow. Rachel?
Yeah, I mean, Andy, it's not that much more complicated. I mean, yes, you will have to pay for, your insurance. It's not all wrapped up together. And your property tax, our house is paid off. You pay it once a year and it sucker punches you in the gun. You're like,
but that's all you got.
But that's it. I mean, so you just, there's really, besides the emotional, like, oh man, even though you were paying the same amount of property tax over 12 months, obviously. But yeah, there's just like, it's not even debatable for me of the complications of insurance and paying your taxes on your own versus keeping your mortgage there.
Yeah. Is that all wrapped into your current mortgage payment now?
It is.
You do realize that they can also wrap those two together or automate them for you. I mean, you're acting like this is going to be a real pain in the neck. And I'm not sure that I understand how painful it's going to be if you don't have a mortgage payment.
Well, I don't think it's too much of a pain in the neck, but that would be the only reason that I would have. So that's why I used it.
Well, I'm here to push you, my friend. My goodness.
So if you pay all this off, Andy, how much do you have in retirement? How much do you have liquid?
So liquid cash right now, I have just under 140.
Wow.
Okay.
My retirement, I have 630 in a 401k and about 125 in a Roth IRA.
And what's the house worth?
Well, these days probably around 530.
Dude.
Andy, how much is left on it? What do you have to write the check for?
We got
About
15 seconds.
73K.
73K.
Oh, Andy,
What are you waiting
do
on?
it.
Oh,
Just
you
do
should've
it
paid
today.
it while we were on the phone with him.
In the week with a paid off house.
Pay it off, Andy, now. We got to pay some bills. We'll be right back. This is The Ramsey Show. Welcome back to The Ramsey Show, America. Thrilled that you are with us. I'm Ken Coleman. I'm joined by Rachel Cruz, my co-host this hour. 888-825-5225 is the phone number to jump in. That's 888-825-5225. Well, debt is at an all-time high as it relates to credit cards. So those debt payments and now inflation, which is just stubbornly staying around, it's stealing more and more of your paycheck. And we know that a lot of you feel like you're just trying to keep your nose above water and you're scared to death. But you shouldn't have to live that way. But if you want things to change, you have to say, I've had it, no more. And you need to try something new. And we have something new to you maybe, but it is proven for decades. Financial Peace University is our 9-lesson course that will teach you how to beat debt and build wealth. Nearly 10 million people have taken Financial Peace University, and they'll tell you they don't worry about money like they used to. I've said this before. When we talk to debt-free screamers on this show during this time of inflation, I've never heard one of them gripe about inflation. Now, nobody likes it, but it's not squeezing them too hard. And you can get there as well. If you're done stressing about money, take control by starting Financial Peace University at RamseySolutions.com/FPU. That's RamseySolutions.com/FPU. And also to new listeners and viewers, welcome. People are finding us through all of the different platforms today, and you hear jargon, you hear language, you may be not sure what's going on. Don't worry, we've created a simple solution for you to get caught up on the language and the philosophy and the methodology of the show. It's RamseySolutions.com, and you'll see a Get Started button. Click on that, and we're going to walk you through our plan, help you figure out where you are in this journey, this clear path that we've created. It'll help you out. So again, RamseySolutions.com, and click on Get Started. All right, let's go to Cincinnati, Ohio. Tony is there. Tony, how can we help?
Hello, thank you for taking my call. Can you hear me?
Very well. What's up?
Hi, so long story short, I lost my job today, and
I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
What happened?
Well, thank you. Basically, I was having sort of mental health issues, and my employer let me know that it wasn't going to work for me to leave today. So I chose to leave, and it just didn't work out.
Okay. How comfortable are you sharing your mental health situation or challenges?
So mainly anxiety, but a little bit of some psychotic symptoms thrown in there. Okay. And that's something I'm working on.
Okay. Are you seeing a professional right now?
Yeah. Yes, I am.
Okay, good.
Yes.
And so I'm assuming that you've had some of these struggles for a while and have had to leave work. And at this point, the manager was like, you can't go. You needed to go today. You felt like you needed to walk away. And they said no, and you had to choose. Is that what I'm understanding?
That is correct. Okay. But basically, I didn't communicate this well with my manager, so I'm taking responsibility for that part of it as well.
Okay, and I applaud that, Tony. I mean, moving forward, because that's where you're at. I mean, today you've decided to move on. And in moving forward, I want to applaud you and encourage you. Number one, your bravery and transparency to share this kind of stuff on a live show. And number two, to say, you know what, I didn't do a good job communicating this, and I've got to learn from that. So I want to applaud you. So how can we help you today specifically?
Basically, my Financial Peace University class starts in about 2 weeks, and I don't have any money, and I don't know what the next right thing to do is.
Okay, so let's just walk through your money situation really quick. What were you making? Were you salary or hourly? And what were you making?
Hourly.
Okay, so what were you making per hour?
$15.50. Sorry,
$15.50. And what kind of work were you doing?
It was food service.
Food service. Okay, so here's the good news. America's restaurants and food service, certainly anything related to the service industry, whether that be touristic heavy or just in a community, they are absolutely bleeding looking for people. And you've got experience, and I don't think they're going to be too concerned about your backstory as long as you own it and you just kind of go, hey, here's my situation. I need a job. I was over here. I was let go and I need to work. And I think if you are a decent human being and you sound that way, you've shown some real maturity and some real fortitude through this process. And you got to start working. I mean, like that's our first step. We have got to get a new opportunity. And this time around, when you have some episodes or some things you're struggling with, you need your professional counselor to help you with some tools to manage that in that environment. And if they're saying the best thing for you to do is to step away for a moment, you're going to have to ask that professional, help me do that in a professional context. Because I'm here and I'm working. Is it something that I can do, in a matter of minutes? Or is this way heavier than this? And so if that's the case, if it's way heavier and I'm way above my skis here when somebody starts talking about psychotic stuff, you're going to have to go, what work can I do to where essentially I am working for myself or I'm in a contract situation to where I'm bringing in money, but I've got a lot more freedom to step away when I need to. Do you understand what I'm saying? We're going to have to maybe get a little bit more intentional to find a work environment that is best for you in this season. Does that make sense?
That does make sense, yes.
Does anything come to mind, Tony, besides just being in a restaurant and, whether you're cook or waiting tables? Is there another type of job that might be less stressful or on demand, that having to be on demand? Is there another thing that you're thinking of that you could do and could be qualified for?
Well, I do have a big dream that I'm working towards, but it doesn't pay the bills right now.
Yeah, no, this is not a big dream question. So, for instance, let me throw us out some potential scenarios. Were you in waiting tables? Is that what you were doing in food service?
No, it was more on the prep side, cooking. And
okay, great. So you're in the kitchen. All right. Okay. So I'm wondering, is there a difference in the stress level or the environment if maybe you were stocking shelves on an evening shift in a grocery store versus being in a kitchen that's maybe high paced? How does that feel? Is there a difference in those two as far as maybe the environment that could be more helpful?
That's a I haven't thought of that before, but yes.
So that's why I'm saying I'd love for you to sit with your counselor. If you've got an emergency line or whatever and how you talk to your counselor, I'm wanting to ask my professional, what are the things that maybe trigger certain things? What's the best environment from a mental health professional here? And then that's where we start to go, okay, maybe this environment's not the best for me. This is better while I have to stay in it while I'm getting healthy. And I want to acknowledge you're in a very complex situation, but I think you can do this. And I think if as you went like that, I think those are the questions you've got to be able to ask. Where can I make $15.50 an hour that is a better environment for me? That's where we've got to start. But I really want you to run that by your mental health counselor as well, because they know things that A, we don't know, B, they're professionally trained to be able to give you good insight on that.
Yeah, and start thinking outside the box, Tony. But if you find yourself paralyzed by the decision and freaking out, there is a reality to life. Like, you got to have money coming in.
You got to do it.
So maybe you find another restaurant for 60, 90 days.
Or you're doing Uber Eats, delivering pizza.
Yes.
Like, get in your car and deliver some food.
That's right. Yep. Yeah, doing something different, but you need to find something that that has a really easy entry point.
Yep.
Because here in the next couple of days, I mean, if you really have no money, you got to eat.
Yep.
So you have to go and decide, okay, I have to bring in some level of income.
Yep.
And then from there, Tony, I'm so glad that you're doing Financial Peace University, because that's going to help you so much understand how to budget your money. That's going to give you a level of control. It's going to feel really great. If you have debt, it's going to give you a plan to help pay that off and then get some savings in an emergency fund. And all of this is a marathon. It's just going to take a year or 2, 3, 4 years. But continue to be consistent, Tony. And yeah, we're cheering you on. We really are.
Hang on the line, Tony. We're going to give you John Deloney's book, Redefining Anxiety. Hopefully that helps you on your journey as well. Great hour, Rachel Cruz. Thank you to James Childs and the entire team. Keep us on the air. Thank you, America. This is your show. This is The Ramsey Show. Hey, it's Ken. If you love the show and want a deeper dive on your money journey, we have a weekly newsletter that gives you trending and helpful articles and tips on following the Ramsey way. Go to RamseySolutions.com today to sign up for our newsletter. Again, that's RamseySolutions.com to sign up for our weekly newsletter. From the headquarters of Ramsey Solutions, broadcasting from the Pods Moving and Storage Studio, this is The Ramsey Show. It's where we help you win in your life, specifically your money, and then we look at the work angle and the relationship angle to the central money issue. So excited that you're with us. I'm Ken Coleman. I'm joined by my colleague, Rachel Cruz. We're here for you this hour, taking your questions. I specialize in those work-related issues that affect your money. And then Rachel is our money expert. And let's be honest, fashion, home economic tips, menu items, cooking on a budget, anything mom related. She's really good at that too. 888-825-5225 is the number. And speaking of, I don't mean to stir things up. Yes, I do. I follow you on the gram.
The old gram.
The old Insta.
The old Insta.
And recently, you put something out there of our beloved Chick-fil-A. We all love Chick-fil-A around here.
Oh, yes.
But you told a story about you and Winston and the kiddos. And you went to Chick-fil-A, and I believe the bill for all 5 of you might have been over $40 if memory serves.
Yes, correct.
And you just were like, wow, a little bit of sticker shock. That's inflation in real world terms.
Yeah.
And I understand that you got lit up.
Yes. Well, it was actually
because you
here
made
on
some
the
controversy.
show.
Oh, it was on the show you said
We were
this.
here. Me and Jade.
Right.
We're hosting the show. It was a week or 2 ago. And we were talking about saving money and how much things cost. And I said, yeah, we went out to Chick-fil-A. We usually go to Chick-fil-A on Tuesday nights. Because
is that a thing?
Yeah, because Amelia has gymnastics and it's kind of our routine. It's one of those things you do.
Yep.
And usually I load my Chick-fil-A app with money. So I just go and scan it, when I drive up to make it easy.
Right.
Well, this one, I didn't have money on the app. So I had to actually reload it. And then I just realized the total. And it's probably been like this for a little bit. But it just hit me that day for some reason. It was $41. And I was like, man, $41 for 3 kids' meals. I got an adult meal. Winston just got, I think, just a chicken sandwich. So, again, this isn't hating on Chick-fil-A. I was just saying that's $41. And I said here on the show, I could make 4 to 5 meals for $41 that could last us 4.
Boy, oh boy, did you get lit up?
People were pissed at me
now, let me ask you this.
I said this.
So why do you think that is? Before we get into the details of it, because you actually prove it in an Instagram.
I do. I'm going to pull this up
But
now.
we're going to get to that.
Yes.
All right, because she's going to actually prove the haters wrong. But I before we get to that,
Yeah.
why do you think it was such a visceral reaction to saying that?
Well, and I was kind of being facetious anyways. I just kind of threw out a number. I wasn't in my head had this calculated. So if someone just said to me, you can make 4 meals for $40. I may even be like, really? Can I? I don't know, because I just know my grocery bill every week. It's like
anger.
But and so, I mean, and it went into everything from clean eating to I live in California to, I mean, everything you could imagine. And I'm like, yes, food is expensive. And food is a hot button right now in general. Even the grocery stores. Like, it's just, life is expensive.
Yeah.
But I know, I mean, I meal plan. So I'm like, I know what I can make. I can make some cheap meals.
So this is the post that I saw.
So I kept just watching these comments come in, and I just finally got tired. I usually don't get too stirred up by the gram. And it started pissing me off because I was like, this isn't true, though. Like everyone's like, this woman's crazy. I'm like, no, I'm not. You actually can do this. So I went on Kroger Click List that night, laying in bed.
Lay this out. This is great.
Pulled my notes app up, and I was like, I'm gonna get on Kroger.com right now, and I'm gonna research all
meal
these.
plan for $40.
Yep. Okay.
What'd you come up with?
And I got you 4 meals, Ken. Are you ready for this?
I'm very excited. Here we go.
Okay. So you buy a pack of meat.
Ground beef.
Yes. Now, these meals are not elaborate.
And they're not vegan either.
No, and they're probably not clean, whatever.
This ain't clean eating. This is what we eat in America.
So,
it's that kind of thing.
And this is for our family. We have 3 little kids. So people are like, I have 16 teenagers. I'm like, okay, I'm sorry. Okay, I don't know what to do with that. So I take
1 pack of ground beef.
And you cut it in half, okay? Put half of the meat, ground it up, put it in a jar of spaghetti sauce.
Boom.
Let me
1 jar of spaghetti sauce.
So it's $6 for a pack of meat.
Okay.
Get a jar of sauce for $2.
That's the cheap sauce.
Cheap sauce. Just go Kroger brand. This is we're just making.
Then
you buy noodles.
You can buy 100 pounds of noodles.
There's a box of Kroger noodles for $1. Penne noodles. You got you a big old bowl of pasta right there, and
that's
your kids are fine. Okay.
No. I'm sorry. That's $9.
Meal one.
Meal one, $9.
Okay.
Got it.
So we're gonna take the other half pack of meat.
Half of meat. Okay.
Yep. You're gonna ground that up, salt, pepper, all the things, and you're gonna get tortilla shells. $3.
$3.
Mexican cheese for $2. Shredded cheese.
Okay.
What else? Black beans for $1. Can of black beans is $1, and rice is. I found $1, a thing of rice for $1.
So I got 7 on that one.
Okay, so you make
that right?
quesadillas, cheese quesadillas. Throw some meat in if you want some meat in it.
Yeah. Now
and then you got rice and beans.
I don't want to poke holes in this, but like you have little kids.
That's okay.
Half a pound of meat.
You're the teenager. No, that's the cheese quesadilla, people.
I know, but I'm just saying like you've cut 1 pound of meat up into 2, and I'm just saying I see where the criticism starts to come in.
Okay, well, no, but the kids are going to eat.
You're still right.
The cheese quesadillas are going to be for the family.
The kids are going to eat the cheese.
And if you want to sprinkle some meat for a little bit of protein,
Dad
you can.
needs the meat.
Okay, you take the meat. You take the meat.
I'm just trying to keep it real.
I know, but
I don't eat cheese quesadillas.
But in our house, in our house, that's a meal.
Okay, all right. So that's
people
$16.
People are going to hate this segment. I have a feeling already. People are going to be like,
no, they're going to love it. You're right.
Okay, so then you're going to get some chicken for the next meal.
So now,
$7.
Chicken for $7. Okay.
Yep. And then you're going to be Sharon Ramsey. Open up your spice cabinet.
100%.
Put some spices in there.
Sure. Why not?
If you have any lemon juice,
a little garlic, salt.
Yep.
You know?
Throw some olive oil, all of it. Marinate the chicken. Okay. Get some naan for $3, hummus for $3, a tomato for 50 cents, green onion for $1, and then another box of rice for $1. Okay. So you're going to do a Greek bowl.
Yeah.
So you're going to do the rice at the bottom, chicken on top.
Impressive.
Hummus,
naan. It can be done.
And then you're going to take your tomatoes and your green onions, slice them all up in a bowl, put the same olive oil on with salt and pepper, a little bit, if you have any red wine vinegar in there too. Yeah. It's great. So that Greek. And then pizza dough. 2 things of pizza dough for $7. The rest of the cheese from the Mexican, and then another jar of sauce for $1. You got 2 pizzas.
So we've got it on the screen.
Those are 4 meals.
Well, so we have it on the screen for our viewing audience. I was trying to keep up with it with the old pencil. There it is. All of that right there, $43.50. Now, for those of you vegans out there, I'm sorry. You just are going to have to spend more money because of your desire to eat clean. And then here's the deal, too.
Get romaine lettuce. You can get three romaine hearts for like, I don't know. I'm scared to say a price because everyone's going to get mad at me. $3. You cut it up in a salad. You can get some fruits and vegetables. Frozen vegetables is like $1 for a bag of frozen broccoli.
Right. So here's the takeaway.
Like, you can do this, y'all. And you can do this.
So as the dad who doesn't pay attention to the grocery list, let me tell you what I'm taking away from this. You're making an actual real point to say, unless you've got some really intense dietary needs or some choices you're making.
Yes.
you can eat for less. And this is real budget stuff because people spend hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of dollars on groceries.
And out to eat, and that's it.
And
Don't
so
go out to eat if you're struggling.
It can be done.
Yes.
Now, this is for a season, but hey, don't get me started on leftover spaghetti. If you buy enough of the noodles, you could make 2 meals.
Okay, then
out of
throw in an
spaghetti.
extra $1 and get another box of noodles, for another $1. So
All right. It can be done.
It can be done.
Great stuff, Rachel Cruz. She's got
Thank
you
you,
covered.
Ken.
You bet. All right, folks. Now the controversy and dissension is done. More help on the way. Relax. Take a shot of the cig. We'll be back. This is The Ramsey Show.
What makes our show unique is that we genuinely care about our listeners. We're intentional about choosing the best advertisers to recommend. Blinds.com is no exception. They offer high-quality window treatments at unbelievable prices, and they make it simple to shop blinds, shades, and interior shutters with easy online ordering, free shipping, and a guaranteed perfect fit. Go to Blinds.com and take advantage of this week's special savings.
All right, welcome back, America. You've joined the Ramsey Show here. I'm Ken Coleman. I'm joined by my colleague, Rachel Cruz. And, well, it's Friday, Rachel. Do you have any Friday traditions in the Cruz household?
It's usually pizza and movie night.
Nice.
At the old Cruz household, yes.
Well, there's not a better way to start off the weekend than by setting yourself up for success with your money, the fun way. How about some tickets to our final Building Wealth live events of the season? You can catch me, George Camel, Rachel Cruz, Dave Ramsey, and wait a second. It's just you and George and Dave in Salt Lake City. Sorry, I got ahead of myself. The Salt Lake date is you and Dave and George and Jade Warshaw. That's April the 24th. And then I got ahead of myself. Anaheim, California. I'll be out there with Dave, Dr. John Deloney, and Jade Warshaw. So we've kind of split the crew up. This has been a fun tour.
Yeah.
So you're heading to Salt Lake. I don't mind telling you, I'm glad to be in Anaheim. I like LA.
I know.
You're in Salt Lake. Salt Lake's a beautiful city.
It's great. It is. It's wonderful.
Yeah.
LA's great. Y'all did Austin.
We did Austin together.
Indianapolis.
Yeah. So going to be a lot of fun, and this is an event that is going to help you learn how to build lasting wealth, the kind that will change your family tree. All the Building Wealth live events this spring have sold out, so we're expecting that to continue. The general admission tickets for these 2 dates are still available for only $49, and you can get a 4-pack of tickets for only $175. Get your tickets today at RamseySolutions.com/events. RamseySolutions.com/events. All right, let's go to Richmond, Virginia. Kim is on the line. Kim, how can we help?
Yes. Hi, Ken and Rachel. Thanks for taking my call.
You bet.
So here's the thing. I'm hesitant about paying my student loan. So that's my question. I'm hesitant about starting paying my student loan debt. That's the only debt I have right now. I recently got a promotion, and I'm just nervous about just starting.
How much do you have? How much do you have left?
How much do I have?
Yeah, how much left on your student loans?
$85,865, and probably 91 cents.
Okay.
And I have like $20K saved up.
Okay. And how much are you making now in this new job?
In this new job, I'm gross like $50K.
Okay.
But after like taxes, I probably bring home like 20% of that. So like 30.
Sure.
Yeah. Okay, so yeah, Kim, if I were you, I understand the hesitation of draining savings because you're like, oh my gosh, it feels like there's a huge safety net there. That feels good. That feels right. And then taking some of that and throwing it at the debt is going to be really hard. But what we've realized over honestly decades here at Ramsey Solutions is the fastest way for you to build wealth from point A to point B is to get debt out of your life and to be so intense and so focused on paying this off, because as you are paying on your student loans, you're going to continue to see that your income leave in those payments, interest, all of it. And so when you have no payments and nothing getting taken out of your paycheck when it hits your account, you are able to save back that emergency fund, that $20,000 so quickly. You're able to start investing. You're able to start letting your money work for you. But as you keep the student loan around continually, it's just chipping away at your income. And so I understand that it's scary, Kim, but if I were you, I would throw $19,000 at it, and I would take a huge chunk out of it. You're going to, have 66 left, and I would start looking for even another way to possibly get a second job and start making even more than that $50,000. And again, this is for a season, but I would do what I can to throw as much money as possible at the student loan and get it out as fast as possible.
So here's my second hesitation. I have an older car, and then I'm thinking well, what if this? It's like a lot of what ifs. You know?
Yeah, absolutely. What's the mileage on your car? Is it breaking down now? What's happening? Or is it just the idea that it's old?
The idea. That's it.
Yep.
It's just the idea.
Yep. Which is understandable. And here's the deal too. If the car does completely go out in 2 years and you still have student loan debt, then you pause the debt snowball. You pause paying off your debt. You save up some cash and you go and buy something else, and you upgrade and sell the car that you have. So you can do that through this process. And so things might happen, but here's the deal. They might, or that car could last you another 5 years beyond you being debt free and have an emergency fund.
Yep. But Kim,
that's true.
Here's if I could give you maybe a mental hack on this, you've got to look at this a little bit differently and say, okay, if I had some medical emergencies, or if I had some things that are happening medically, I've got to take care of me, right? And so taking care of you is getting this debt out of your life. But there are times where things happen and we can't do it all at once. But to go ahead and start making the progress, and as Rachel said, I can downshift at any time. So when bad things happen, and they do, you're going to have to deal with them. You have to deal with them. But we don't not take care of another problem because we're worried about another problem that could happen. We address the problem in front of us, and then when a bigger, more important problem happens, we go, oh, I got to take care of it, right? And so if you had health issues, we would take care of you first. If we have a car issue, we take care of the car first. But we still want to knock this out. And I think what you're going to find, and what we found over decades, is when somebody gets super intentional and serious about paying off the debt, and you start this thing with big momentum by doing what Rachel told you, a $19,000 payment on this. Wow. That's some serious progress. And now you go, what must I do to knock this out in the next 2 years? What would it take to knock it out in 3 years? And just begin to visualize what progress could look like.
Are you married, Kim?
No, single, no kids.
No
anything.
kids, okay.
Yeah.
So you're in a really great position, honestly, that you're, meaning your time and everything is yours.
Yes.
So this is the time to get a second job, even a third job. Go as scorched earth as possible, Kim, in this, because what also on the other end, when you have no Sally Mae, when you have no payments, no student loans, there's nothing attached to your name financially. What that gives you is a level of peace. That's why we call it financial peace. Then you can't even experience. You don't even know the feeling of going to bed at night and knowing you don't owe anyone anything. Frees up something within your mental health. It frees something up in your spirit and your emotions where you're just free. But here's the problem is a lot of people, especially with student loans, because they're usually a large amount and they're so normalized that people are like, just keep it around so long it feels like a pet. Yep. And it's just another thing here at the house, and we just kind of keep it and keep on moving. And so in order to get it out, it's almost like you have to fight that much harder to be that much more angry at it, find some anger in there and be like, I am so frustrated and I'm going to spend 2 years of my life and throwing everything I have at this debt. And then once it's paid off, then Kim, you're like, oh,
imagine what you can do. I love that, Rachel. Kim, I hope you heard what Rachel just said. You got to get mad at that debt because you got to say, this debt is holding me back from, let's fill in a couple blanks. What is it holding you back from? And then on the other side of this, as Rachel's saying, you're not going to have that payment, and you're going to be able to do something with that money that you were spending to pay off the debt. But even more important, Rachel, I find that, Kim, you're going to walk out of this and go, I paid off $66,000 or whatever the number is. I can now save this up over the next 2 to 3 years and buy my own house. I mean, once you've come on the other side of that unbelievably difficult accomplishment, it's not just that you removed the hurdle, it's that you know you can do something else like that, except this time it's not a hurdle. This time it's something that I desire. Do you understand what I'm saying, Kim? You've got this.
You can do this, Kim.
Hang on the line.
It feels impossible, but I'm telling you, almost that's a great point, Ken. It's the financial, it's the emotional, and then it's also just knowing that I can do something hard. It's something that feels impossible. And that momentum boost and confidence boost is something that, I mean, everyone can benefit from. So, Kim, we are cheering you on. You can do this.
And we're going to get you into Financial Peace University. Hang on the line. I want you to be around some people who are on a similar journey, going after it. There's strength in numbers. There's strength in community. You need to get involved in an FPU class. I promise you, it'll fire you up. Hang on the line. We're going to take care of you, Kim. You got this. All right, don't move. More of your calls coming up. This is The Ramsey Show.
Y'all, there's a lot you can't control when it comes to healthcare, but there is something you should check out that can help. Christian Healthcare Ministries. CHM is not insurance. It is budget-friendly, biblically based health cost sharing. That means a community of members helping share the burden of each other's healthcare costs. They help people just like you in all 50 states. So see if CHM could be right for your family. Learn more today at chministries.org/budget.
Welcome back to The Ramsey Show. I'm Ken Coleman, and I'm joined by my colleague, Rachel Cruz. We're here for you this hour. The phone number is 888-825-5225. That's 888-825-5225. All right, so it's time for our question of the day. The Ramsey Show question of the day is sponsored by Neighborly, your hub for home services, from repairs and maintenance to remodeling and upgrades. Neighborly's trusted home services providers have trained local experts who can handle just about any job. So go to neighborly.com to find and schedule service today.
All right, so today's question comes from Christina in Oklahoma. How does an HSA account come into play with the emergency fund? We're currently in baby step 3, and before beginning the baby steps, we had planned to have at least the cost of our health insurance deductible, $7,500 for our family, remaining in our HSA at all times. My question is, should we have this $7,500 for the HSA in addition to the $20,000 emergency fund, or should we consider the $7,500 part of the emergency fund? We have paused contributions and we'll pick it back up again once our debt is paid off. Do we have the option to invest the HSA much like an IRA? What do you all recommend in how we should save? And what do you think? And how do you think we should invest our HSA? Okay, lots of HSA questions here. Okay, so Christina, if you guys are in baby step 3, so I would just consider all health and those and all of that for me. I would just put that in your emergency fund of your $20,000. And then I would start to look at your HSA as an investment vehicle. Just like you're saying, you can actually start investing this when it gets to a certain amount and it starts to grow and become another vehicle within retirement. So if you can cash flow your deductible, I would use the HSA more as an investment vehicle than for health. And it's kind of a different way of looking at it. But if you talk to one of our SmartVestor pros when it comes to all of your investing, because once you're finished up with baby step 3, you'll move on to baby step 4. I would recommend looking into it because I think it's a great option. And again, this is great if you can cash flow that stuff out of your emergency fund or even just out of your paycheck. If you just have money there that you're able to say, hey, we can actually just put this within the budget. When things come up, health issues come up, it's a great option. So that's what we personally do. In the Cruz household, we've used our HSA and fully funded it every year, but you looked at it more on the retirement end of the spectrum when it comes to investing than using it for health. So it's a great question, Christina.
Yes, thank you so much. All right, let's go to Chicago, Illinois now, where Juan is waiting. Juan, how can we help?
Yes. I'm almost done with my baby step 2. I'm not going to be out of debt. I have about $12,000 left. But I'm a part-time teacher, and a lot of my students have told me I should teach my basic computer classes online because there's a lot of people out there that need to learn how to use computers. I love teaching. I'm passionate about it, but I'm not sure how to start my own business with that.
Okay. Well, your students are right, Juan. In fact, now is really the best time in our history of our world to truly just go, boom, I'm going to start tutoring or teaching and offering my services online. So the way I would start is I would just do some basic research. I would just do some research to see what kind of competition you might have out there. This is not just related to the Chicago area. Just let's look across the country and what are people offering for computer tutoring or computer teaching classes? See what's out there. What organizations may be looking to hire people like you? Because you wouldn't believe how many companies are out there looking for teachers who can come in and be a part of their roster, if you will. So I would look at both sides of the aisle just to get an idea what I can make. And that's going to take a lot of the intimidation factor away. But as far as starting it goes, it's as simple as once you figure out what you would teach and how, so what you would be offering, after you've done that research, this is just you telling your students to spread the word. This is you going on your social media platforms, whatever you're on, and going, hey, I'm a teacher and I'm now offering this course or I'm offering this service. And just put out your information and you begin to spread the word. And so I think I would look at both pathways, starting it on your own and just putting the word out on the old digital bulletin board, if you will. And even old school bulletin board. You know what I mean? You'd be surprised where you could get some students in your local church, if they have a community bulletin board that they actually post, or do they put a newsletter out, or if you're involved in other civic organizations and volunteering at your local health club, whatever. Just get the word out is the point. Don't overthink this. After you've decided what you're going to offer, and you got to be clear on how much it costs, and then get the word out. Don't overthink it though. But I would look at that other pathway of, are there organizations that are just looking for teachers to raise their hand and say, yes, I can teach, because that might be the easiest pathway, because now you're not worried about the funnel. You're just, okay, I'm getting paid for my time and I'm paying off debt.
That's exactly right. And there are a lot of websites too that you can actually put your name within it.
That's right.
And you may have to pay a small part of your fee to them.
That's a good point, yeah.
But it might be worth it too on that end, because you're going to be able to have, a huge funnel of clients that you're not having to do the heavy lifting.
Yeah. So Juan, I love this. I love the intensity. And I love that you want to get out there. And this is just an encouragement to a lot of our audience that may be new, listening or viewing. Rachel, we are in this gig economy and this freelance economy, and it's booming.
Yeah.
Where companies, organizations are looking for people who have an expertise and a skill set, and they're okay paying you as a contractor to deliver. So those of you that are trying to get out of debt, I would be looking at what can I do at home at nights and on the weekends based on my current skill set. You'd be surprised what is available to you out there, because we've got this opportunity in America now. We have more jobs open than we have people who are unemployed. So please know, if you just go look, you might be surprised at what you can find. Let's go to Aliana. I hope I'm saying that right. In Anaheim, California. How can we help?
Hi. You said it just about right. It's Aliana.
Aliana. All right. I'll never mess it up again. What's going on?
So I'm pretty horrible with money. I've attempted the baby steps. I think I'm in like -3 baby steps. But so basically what's going on right now is I had a slip and fall accident at Target about 2 years ago.
Oh, no.
Oh, gosh.
And my settlement's about to be coming, and I kind of got some news that when I was doing my own research, the lawyers weren't giving me any, like, money, like, demand information, so I did my own research, and I estimated I'd get about, like, anywhere between $10,000 and $40,000. And I talked to my lawyer last week, and they said that how they do it is they ask for the full demand, like the full price that their insurance caps or something like that. So there's less wiggle room. So they're going to be demanding $5 million. Not to say I have a $5 million case, but it definitely probably ups substantially what I thought I would be getting. And I have no idea what I would do if I even got $100,000.
Okay.
And
yes.
I'll probably be getting that money within about a month to 2 months from now.
Did you win the case?
Yeah, they basically said, like, they're just going to send the demand and then they negotiate and then I get the check.
So they're settling. Target is settling with you.
Yeah,
Okay.
Target is settling.
Okay. What kind of debt do you have?
So I have $55,000 in debt.
Okay. How's that broken up?
46 of that is in school loans.
Okay.
About broken up into 15 different loans.
Okay.
And then about like 9,000 in between loans and credit cards.
Okay. All right. So here's the overarching red flag that I have for you is that people think if I could just get some money, my life is going to clear up and everything's going to be fine. But the problem is you take you with this big pile of money. So if you're not great with money and you get a pile of money, you're going to be really not good with money on a bigger scale. So your money habits are going to be really important. I would immediately pay off this debt, immediately put things in savings. Do not go out and impulse buy. So you hang on the line because Emily's going to pick up and I want you to have a copy of my book, Know Yourself, Know Your Money. And I want you to start diving into understanding how you are wired and start having good money habits because, again, bad money habits will be magnified with a lot of money.
Yeah. Thank you for the call. You're going to get through this. Hang on the line. Get the book, read it, and do it. You got this. This is The Ramsey Show. All right, America, welcome back. You've joined the conversation here about your life, your money, your work, your relationships. This is The Ramsey Show. I'm Ken Coleman. Rachel Cruz is my colleague, and she joins me this hour. The phone number to jump in is 888-825-5225. That's 888-825-5225. Tyrell is on the line in Philadelphia. Tyrell, how can we help?
Hey, guys. I hope all is well.
It is well.
Thank you. I'm reaching out because I work as a property manager, and I have a few side hustles that I do as well. I have a vehicle that I purchased, and it was probably a stupid purchase, but basically I owe $39,000 on this Jeep. It's a nice Jeep, and it's worth about $29,000. So I'm upside down about $10,000.
Okay.
My uncle believes. Sorry.
No, go ahead. You're great. I'm sorry, Tyrell. Go ahead.
Okay, no worries. My uncle believes that I should. I also have some money coming in. I work as a realtor, and I have some deals that I'm closing, and I have about $15,000 coming in soon. And he believes that I should just pay off my lower debts, refinance the vehicle to get a lower note, instead of paying the delta and getting the Jeep completely off of my credit.
Okay, so what other debt do you have?
So I'm in a hole about $79,000 total.
Okay.
And that's I have 4 cars total, 3 of which I rent out on Toro, so they actually make some money. I have about another, everything else is pretty much credit card and home improvement.
Okay. Can we walk through this really quick? Because I think this will help us. Of the three other cars that you rent out on Turo, I'm assuming you owe money on all three. Is that right?
Yes.
Can you walk us through that? Let's just say car number one, you choose what that is. How much do you owe on that, and what is it worth?
Okay, car number one on Turo. I have a Chevy Malibu.
Right.
I owe $13,000 on that. It's worth about $8,000. And then I have two Nissan Versas. They're both about $9,000, and they're worth a little bit more than that, actually. And last but not least is my personal vehicle, my daily driver, which is my Jeep. I owe $39,000 on that, which is, only worth about $29,000.
And how much do you make, Tyrell, a year?
It varies, but last year I made $100,000.
$100,000. Okay.
Does that include the Turo side income?
Yes.
How much are you making a month on all three of those cars together? Round numbers on the Turo cars.
Monthly on the Turo cars, I'm making roughly about $2,500.
And what are your car payments on the three combined?
About $600 combined.
Okay. All right. I wanted to gather that information. Rachel, what are you thinking?
Okay. So, Tyrell, here's the deal. We said this in another segment, and it's just the truth. What we have found over 3 decades of doing this to create wealth, lasting wealth, the right way, from point A to point B, one of the biggest things you can do is eliminate debt and not have any payments. And so when I'm looking at the Turo stuff and you're like, yeah, I took out loans to get these cars because it's kind of a business thing. It's a side hustle. So I know you have the motivation and the wherewithal to make money. You're like, I want to be doing some stuff. But with all of this debt flying around, it is sucking not only your energy, but also your income and what you're doing. So if I were you, if I woke up in your shoes today, well, before I do the whole plan, you said you had a home improvement loan. What was that for? How much?
It was when we bought our house a few years ago, the HVAC blew, and they put it on what looked like a credit card. It was frankly bank, but I owe about $4,000 on that right now.
$4,000 on that. Okay. So honestly, Tyrell, I would sell the two $9,000. You said you can make some money off that. Maybe you make, I don't know, $3,000-$4,000.
What do you think those are worth? The two $9,000 Versas. What are they worth?
They're worth right around $10,000, maybe $11,000.
All right, so you may walk away with $2,000.
$2,000,
but you just knocked out $18,000 in debt.
Yeah. Do you have any savings?
I have about $5,000 in savings.
$5,000 in savings. Okay. So I would take.
And I have a 401k.
Okay. So I would pause 401k investing. Do not worry about investing right now. Once you sell the two cars, you're going to be able to knock out the $4,000 with your $4,000 in savings. You're going to have $2,000 left from the two cars that you sold. And then I would start working to pay off or to sell the first car that you're not your primary car, but the Turo car, the Malibu for $13,000. You owe $13,000. You're only going to get $8,000 for it.
But are you saying we take the $4,000 out of savings, leaving him with $1,000? That's his emergency fund, baby step one.
Yes.
And with the $1,000 you're going to make on the two Versas, I want to make sure you heard what she said. We're knocking out the debt on all three of those Turo cars.
That and the HVAC, the $4,000.
Okay, that's what I was wondering. We do the HVAC first?
I would do the HVAC first because it's $4,000.
Well, then you got that. So then you got to work on the Malibu. Knock that out.
Yep, and then you're going to work on that car next. And then honestly, we always say don't have 50% of your income tied up in vehicles. And if you can't pay off your primary car in 18 months, you may look at selling it and having to take out a hit of $10,000 of a small loan. But if you think you can pay it off in 18 months, Tyrell, you can keep your primary car and that'll be the last thing that you pay off.
Yeah.
But I would get rid of all this. You just have stuff floating around. And honestly, the clarity that comes when you don't have all of this stuff that you're trying to manage and all of it, and you focus on your real estate, what you're doing, and then even get a side gig that you're not having to go into debt for, you can always do that. And actually, I would encourage you to do that as you're paying off this debt. But I would realign your energy and where you're looking to make money off of debt and look to rewire that to a place that actually is just bringing you an income and not paying payments. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
Okay.
I greatly appreciate that.
Yeah, I know there was a lot there. Sorry, I hope I untangled that correctly for you. I hope it was clear.
Yeah.
But the big thing here is I think you're a really hard worker. I think you're motivated to make money.
No question.
And I think that if you just channel all of that the right way versus using the bank's money by taking out all these like small loans and trying to do this Turo thing, and you focus all of your energy on actually a side hustle that you're killing it, and you take this 15 grand and you throw it more at your debt that's coming in, that 15 grand that you're going to have for your commission, all of this is going to be bubbling up, Tyrell. And I think this time next year, you could be completely debt free.
Without question.
And working your way towards an emergency fund, having some liquid cash again, and then going back to retirement investing and all of it.
Yeah,
So,
and Tyrell, our gift to you to get you started, we're going to get you an FPU. I want you to take it on us because you need to see that debt snowball working for other people at the same time that you're doing it. And then my final encouragement, so hang on the line, we're going to get you an FPU, but I also want to tell you this. If I was in your shoes, I would absolutely get rid of the distraction of Turo, and I would put my efforts into real estate because the upside there is so much greater. And you're entrepreneurial, man. I mean, you've got the drive. I think this is a focus issue, and I think it's a discipline issue. And I think you've learned the hard lesson. It's not worth buying a brand new car. I don't care how cool the Jeep commercial is during the Super Bowl. And believe me, it made me think about it. It got me all patriotic and, I want a Jeep, you know. But here's the deal. Like, it doesn't pay off because now you're looking at getting out of that deal. So, you know, I think you've learned the lessons, young man. I think your future's really bright. Let's get you an FPU. Let's give you the clear path and some accountability and some community that you'll get. And I think Rachel's right. We're going to look back, my friend, and you're going to be a baby steps millionaire because you got the hustle.
that's right. That's a great point about the side hustle, Jess. So if you're already in something like real estate that you just make some great commission and you put more time into that, you could kill it.
Yeah.
Man, we had some calls. When was it? The last, I guess Wednesday when I was on with Dave. 2 different times we were doing the Millionaire Theme Hour. Real estate agents, no college degree.
Yeah.
Everyday millionaires, and they're making $300 a year selling real estate. I'm like, man, what a world we live in.
Those are my people.
I know.
No degree required, baby. I don't need a degree to be successful. I don't need a degree to make 6 figures. I live in America. You know? So there you go. Hey, great hour, Rachel Cruz. Always fun to be with you, my friend. I want to thank James and the entire crew behind the glass to keep us on the air. But mostly want to thank you, America. This is your show. This is The Ramsey Show.
Hey, it's Rachel Cruz. If you love the show and want a deeper dive on your money journey, we have a weekly newsletter that gives you trending and helpful articles and tips on following the Ramsey way. Just go to RamseySolutions.com today to sign up for our newsletter. Again, that's RamseySolutions.com to sign up for our weekly newsletter.
Live from the headquarters of Ramsey Solutions, broadcasting from the Pods Moving and Storage Studio, this is The Ramsey Show. It's where we help you win in your life, specifically your money. And when we talk about your money, that means we're talking about your relationships and your work because they're all connected. So we're here to give you practical solutions that'll give you hope so that you can step out and live the life that you're supposed to live. 888-825-5225 is the phone number if you want to jump in with your question. 888-825-5225. Rachel Cruz joins me this hour, and we are here for you. And let's talk about probably the biggest money issue in the nation. It's the number one headline. It is inflation. As a result of that big bumper sticker issue, Rachel, which is inflation, we're looking at interest rates. It has been the ongoing narrative for some time as the Federal Reserve, you may hear it referred to as the Fed, and Jerome Powell, I call him our feckless Fed chair, more on that in a moment. But the Fed, during the pandemic, they flooded a lot of liquid cash into the market because of what happened in 2020 with the uncertainty of the pandemic, people being laid off en masse, companies worried, are we going to be able to stay open? And you heard of the PPP loans, the federal government, the Fed putting money out into the marketplace. And then we saw on the backside of that in 2021, Rachel, an unbelievable boom in the job market. 4 million jobs were created coming out of the pandemic. It was almost a surreal reaction to, are businesses failing? Well, the government came in, gave them cash, forgave the loans. Yep. And so companies that were worried about dying were flush with cash. Rachel, based on your money expertise, what do people do when they come into a lot of money? What's the number one temptation or reaction to do with the money? Is it to save it?
I'm going to say to spend it. Oh, well, Kenneth?
Thank you. Thank you very much for the Kenneth reference. Well, companies did that, and they did it in the form of hiring. And so we are in an unprecedented job market with a 3.4% unemployment rate. We have more jobs available than there are people who are unemployed, almost 2 to 1. Now, I'm just setting the context for why are we still in an inflationary period? The number one reason that we're still in inflation is because over the last 2.5, 3 years, the Great Resignation, where people were leaving companies and getting paid a whole lot more, it took the cost of hiring talent up. That includes hourly and salary. And as a result, your groceries, your combo meals, pretty much every area of life, the clothing you bought for $20 is now $25. We understand that. So I'm setting the context for this, Rachel, because I'm about to reveal something that I can't believe I'm about to say. I can't even believe I'm saying it publicly. I didn't think I'd say it privately. But Senator Elizabeth Warren, I don't agree with her on just about anything. But she recently had Jerome Powell in 1st of March at a congressional hearing, and she put him to the test. Now, Jerome Powell's the Fed chair. He's the guy that kind of is the front man for the Federal Reserve. And they're deciding, are we going to continue to raise interest rates? Now, before I let you see this clip,
and
Rachel,
they're raising interest rates,
they're
trying to stop
inflation,
to stop having people in the market buying stuff, right?
To slow
they're
inflation.
trying to counter it, but
you got it. And so their weapon is, I'm going to raise rates.
Yeah.
Well, that has caused a lot of pain. We all know that. But inflation hasn't gone down. Now, I want to show you a clip, and then I'm going to walk you through. And some of you are going, why are you going through this? Because at the end of this, I'm going to reveal what this monetary policy actually means for you in your day-to-day life and what you can do about it, okay? But we got to see this. This is unbelievable. So she's questioning him, and she's going, you are openly saying that raising the interest rates is going to drive the unemployment number up. She puts him to the test. Watch this 1-minute confrontation.
If you continue raising interest rates as you plan, unemployment will be 4.6% by the end of the year. And that would be about 2 million people. If you could speak directly to the 2 million who you're planning to get fired over the next year, what would you say to them?
Inflation is extremely high, and it's hurting the working people of this country badly, all of them, not just 2 million of them. And we are taking the only measures we have to bring inflation down.
And putting 2 million people out of work is just part of the cost, and they just have to bear it?
Will working people be better off if we just walk away from our jobs and inflation remains 5-6%?
There have been 12 times that we've seen a 1-point increase in the unemployment rate in a year. How many times did the economy fail to fall into a recession after doing that? Out of 12 times.
I think the number is 0.
I think the number is 0. That's exactly right.
Ouch. Elizabeth Warren bringing the heat. And this is where I'm shocked, but I actually agree with her. This is a situation where Jerome Powell, folks, has gone on record many times. You can get on the Google if you think I'm making this up. And he has said it is an unfortunate pain point that we're going to have to get to see unemployment go up. And his idea is if unemployment goes up because we are raising the cost of borrowing, raising the cost of doing business, that companies will lay people off. Now, we've seen big tech do that, and he's flirting with a recession because he's hoping that companies will lay people off. What happens then is the job demand goes down in his mind. And so now people aren't having to pay as much because he knows that wage pressures, Rachel, are causing inflation to be stubborn. But here's the challenge with what he said. It's not the only tool he has. The Fed screwed this up. The Fed flushed too much money into the economy and got us to this point because they were worried about the pandemic. This is what happens when the federal government and the federal bank gets involved in the economy. He then says, ironically, would you have us do, Senator Warren? Walk away from our jobs? Yes, actually. I would like you, feckless Fed Chair Powell, to walk away and just let the economy figure it out.
Do its thing, yeah.
Here's why. Yes, inflation has made the household budget much higher. However, to force 2 million people or maybe more, because here's the deal. These are projections. We're at 3.4% unemployment right now, historic lows. If it gets pushed, and there are quotes where he said, Rachel, it may get to 6% unemployment, and that may be what it takes. So you're going to drive millions of people to unemployment, and you think that's going to fix it. But here's the issue. We've got 5 to 6 million jobs available right now.
That was my question.
I know, I'm paying it off. We've got 5 to 6 million jobs available right now in this economy. So if you drive an unemployment, they're going to go get another job, and we're not going to fix it. And oh, by the way, let's step back, Rachel. Has the interest rate increase done anything to unemployment so far? No, it has not. He's been steadily raising the rates, and unemployment is still low.
It's still low because there's so many jobs.
So why does this matter to you folks who come to a money show? Because we have debt-free screamers every day on this show, every week, every month, and inflation isn't affecting them because they're not looking to DC and the Fed and interest rates. They're taking control of their money. So these headlines, and while it is painful, you can control your money no matter how expensive groceries are. You can actually control your future through your spending and your saving in Ramsey Solutions, and the Ramsey Show is here to help you do it. We don't care what Jerome Powell does at the end of the day because he doesn't have a freaking clue, and we are in control of our money. We got you. Don't worry about the headlines. This is the Ramsey Show.
What makes our show unique is that we genuinely care about our listeners. We're intentional about choosing the best advertisers to recommend. Blinds.com is no exception. They offer high-quality window treatments at unbelievable prices, and they make it simple to shop blinds, shades, and interior shutters with easy online ordering, free shipping, and a guaranteed perfect fit. Go to Blinds.com and take advantage of this week's special savings.
Welcome back to The Ramsey Show. I'm Ken Coleman. I'm joined by my colleague, Rachel Cruz. So excited to have you with us. 888-825-5225 is the number. If you got a money question, a work question related to getting more money or just getting out of a nasty situation, happy to take those calls as well. If you are enjoying the show, we'd love for you to consider subscribing, following us, leaving a review, and sharing with a friend. If this information is helping you, we'd love to help as many people as possible get some hope-filled, practical advice so they can move forward in their life. So thank you so very much for that. Let's go to Ashland, Wisconsin. Julie's there. Julie, how can we help?
Hi. Thanks for taking my call. I really enjoy your show. I have a housing question.
Okay.
Well, and I think it's probably a national thing, and pretty much everywhere in northern Wisconsin, there's a very low inventory of any homes. Anyway, I did have a house at one point that I had sold about 2.5 years ago and had moved in with my boyfriend at the time, who's now my ex. So that's that story.
Okay.
Now I'm renting a very small apartment, and it was all I could find. And I don't know what makes sense at my age because I'll probably work until until Medicare age. So that's 4 years off for me. And I just don't know what makes the most sense, if I should just keep on trying to rent and go that route instead of purchasing a home in this climate or in this market.
Sure. Okay, Julie, when or how much debt? Do you have any consumer debt?
No, what I accumulate on credit cards is pretty much paid off every month. So
okay, but no personal loans, no car loans?
Nope.
Okay. And
Car
how
is
much
paid off.
And how much do you have in retirement?
I have about 400,000 in a 401k, and 344 of that is pre-tax, and 56,000 is Roth right now.
Okay.
And I also have pension that's valued at about 400.
At about 400. Okay. Do you have any liquid cash right now?
Yes, I have the proceeds from a house and a little bit of combined savings, which is around 70.
Around 70,000. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And just how much is a house in your area going for? Even a small one, or even a condo, a townhome?
Yeah, the problem there really isn't a condo or townhome market. It's just there's a shortage in general. But probably a mediocre house, maybe 150 at the bottom, which is you're not going to get much. You got to get closer to like 180 or maybe higher to get something that's halfway decent.
That's there, yeah.
So
okay. Well, here's my thing: is owning a home is a great part of your financial overall plan, because when it's paid off, it's going to have all that equity and it's going to be part of your net worth, and so you kind of can just start to build on that. And so I think there would be, I would encourage you to look towards that soon. But like you said, with your age and where you're at, I don't want you having a massive mortgage payment going into retirement either. And so
exactly.
And how much do you make a year?
82.
82. Okay. So yeah, with this, I mean, if you want to slowly start saving and then maybe pull the trigger in 5-6 years, if you have the cash saved up and looking to see, okay, yeah, I can put a big down payment or half of this home. Again, I just don't want you getting to the point where you want to stop working, but you have to keep working just to fund a mortgage payment. But you're going to have to be funding rent anyway. So like you're going to have to live somewhere. And
exactly.
Yep. So it would be, to your benefit to own a home, for it to be working towards equity and all of that towards your financial picture. But again, I don't want you to do something that's going to end up harming you. So there is that balance there. So you do have a great savings. And again, some of that is going to be for your emergency fund and what you live off of. So I would be working and putting as much money away as possible to save up for, again, I would try to put down 50, 60% down on a home. That would be incredible.
And on a home that really is the right home for you. Let's not go overboard here. Let's take care of you. It needs to be comfortable for you. You don't know what's going to happen relationally,
Are you single, Julie, still?
Yeah. The other question I had is, as far as what I'm putting into my 401k, if I should be putting more in savings instead of, I actually reduced it. I was putting 16% in. Part of that was Roth, of course. And now I've lowered that down to 8% Roth and 3% pre-tax. And so I don't know if I should increase that, in conjunction with just
do you have a Roth IRA?
Yes, like I said, yes. Like about of my portfolio of the 400,000 in there, 56,000 of it is Roth.
The
right
56.
now.
Okay. I apologize. Yeah, so I would go up to the match to the 401k. I would flood the rest into the Roth, and then you're only at 8% right now. So I would be funding 15%, especially at your age right now. And so whatever the remainder of that is, income-wise, I would go back to the 401k and do that until your income is at that 15% mark.
Yeah. Julie, are you single?
Okay. Yes.
Okay. Any plans?
Any plans?
Yeah. Are we hoping that man comes along, or what are we talking about here? Or do you think...
I'm not holding my breath.
Yeah, but see, the reason I ask that is I want you to have the mindset. I want you to be hopeful for a relationship, of course, but I want you to have the mindset, what was life looking like and what do I really need given the fact that I'm single? That's what I'm getting at. And I want to make sure that because you could always, if you get that kind of house or a townhome or whatever, like Rachel said, and you got that hefty down payment, it's really setting yourself up. You still have options if the relationship factor changes.
Right. So, okay.
But but I would be funding. Usually we would say, hey, to save up for a home, pause everything and save up baby step 3B. But with your age, Julie, I would do the 15% and then anything on the side. And if you can live on half your income, I mean, within 3 years, you're going to have some serious money to go and buy something. So that would be my encouragement, is that I want a house in your future. But take your time, let it be slow. And again, do not do something financially that's going to force you into delaying retirement or anything. You know, if you want to be working, I want it for you to be working because you want to, and maybe because you have a realistic, hey, in 3 years, my house is going to be paid off type mentality, than getting into something on a 30-year mortgage or whatever that's going to be forever and ever. Amen. So, being really aggressive with it. But I think owning something going into retirement is going to be a great goal for you.
I do too. Do you want to travel? Do you see yourself? What does retirement look like to you?
Well, definitely, I would like to do some traveling. And then my other love is music. I had originally gone to school for music, so I'm actively working on that and looking at that as somewhat of a side sole proprietorship type thing.
Good.
And so that, what I'm looking at with that, and I've talked to tax advisors on that, is, you know, to help offset the cost with driving gigs, with, try to get that to balance out to zero, so to speak, and it might help my taxable consequence with my day job.
Okay, good. All right. Great. Well, you've got a great vision, and I think you have the ability to do it. And I think it's so important for folks to in every season of life, what really matters most, and let's make those big financial decisions on that.
Yep.
Not the ideal.
Yep.
What matters most. So I think you gave her great advice, and it's amazing to me what happens when people kind of get super clear on something. And they go, okay, this is what really, really matters here. This is what I need, and now I'm going to work towards that, as opposed to having all these different ideas and not locking in on a very clear goal. It's really important, because the discipline and all the things we teach will work.
The focus
if you know what you're going towards. I think that's important.
That's right.
So that's really fun. Well, thank you so much for the call, Julie. We're excited for you. The best is yet to be. Speaking of the best is yet to be, there's a couple more segments in this hour. Don't go anywhere. She's Rachel Cruz. I'm Ken Coleman. This is The Ramsey Show. Welcome back, America. You've joined the conversation here on The Ramsey Show. I'm Ken Coleman. I'm joined by Rachel Cruz this hour. We're here for you, taking your calls, 888-825-5225. Now, Rachel, you're way more advanced than me on social media. On a lot. Look at you taking a shot at me, but it's fair. You really are. In life, yeah. I'm just a loser compared to you. But one of the things you're really good at, and you're just adept. You're on the talk. You're on the gram. You're really good at all the social stuff. And I'm just a middle-aged guy trying to figure out what's going on.
Yeah, what's going on.
But the reason I'm bringing this up is I'm assuming you've heard these terms, quiet quitting and bare minimum Monday. Have you heard these terms?
They're
huge on TikTok.
Not bare minimum Monday.
Yeah, so bare minimum Monday is a very famous TikToker has come up with a way to, like, I got to ease into Monday. I need a little bit more time than Saturday and Sunday.
It's just so much.
And these things are huge trends. And so here's the point. This is an excuse for complacency, for living an average life. Like you just can't win. You can't find a job that you're really good at, that you enjoy, that gives you a ladder to grow financially and live the life you want. This is the mentality, and I fight this stuff every day. And one of the tools we've developed here at Ramsey Solutions is the Get Clear assessment. Now, what is this? It's about a 15 to 18-minute assessment, and it measures three things. I developed this. The team helped me turn it into something, and it measures three things, Rachel: what I'm good at, what I actually enjoy doing, and what motivates me. Now, this is an important tool because it leads to one clear thing, awareness. Awareness of self. This is how I'm wired. This is how I'm unique. And then it makes me aware of pathways to a profession where I actually really enjoy showing up. And by the way, the financial payoff is exciting as well. So that's the tool. That's what it does. It's on a special deal right now. It's a $30 assessment. It's $10 off right now until midnight. And it's going nuts on the Ramsey store this month because of this special deal. Go check it out. RamseySolutions.com/getclear. RamseySolutions.com/getclear. You get a detailed report in those 3 areas: what I'm good at, what I love to do, what motivates me, and then we put it together in a purpose statement. So you have your own purpose statement. This is who I am and who I want to be and what I want to do. So go check it out. I'm very proud of it.
It's a great, thank you very much. So good. And
It is
actually,
fun.
my family member, brother-in-law, took it.
Absolutely.
And raved about it.
We did a
Ken.
deep dive.
I know, it's so good. So, I
Well,
mean, like,
it's your
honestly, it
answers.
really, but it's such a helpful tool.
Thank you.
And the fact we live in a world today where stuff like that can be out and you can use it to your advantage.
That's right.
I mean, do it.
Just allows you to be uniquely you. So go check it out. All right, let's go to Oh, this is great. If I wasn't named Ken, I think this is the name that I would like.
You would take this name.
I think I'd take this name. Let's go to Dino in Tampa, Florida. Dino, how can we help?
Well, first of all, it's an honor to talk to both of you. I'm a big-time regular fan and listener, and I really appreciate the advice you give me, whatever it be. Just asking you to differentiate between my position and my wife's.
Okay.
Oh
boy,
like this, Dino.
Boy, this is great. I'm gonna come at it from Dino's perspective, and Rachel will come at it from your wife's. We'll see what happens. Hit us.
All right, I'll try to give you a synopsis. Now, we are. Well, as of 30 days ago, we were completely debt-free. We own our home, no credit card.
Congratulations.
Well, thank you. I even have a rental house that it's 100% paid for.
Wow.
So.
Amazing.
Dino.
Right. Yeah, we think we're finally we really suffered to get to where we're at. And all the beans and rice, as they say, it's true. I'm not at the 7-figure number, but I'm tracking it down.
You're getting there.
Well, what I wanted to do is, right, so my business is heavy into real estate, and I have a fantastic, they call him a whale client. He's like, he's a great, great client, and he's responsible for a huge, huge portion of our business. And long story short, he's invited us to attend his party, a birthday party up in New York City, which is going to cost us a couple of bucks. Now,
hold on. To give us the full detail, I got to know, how much is it going to cost you? Because I know this is where this is headed.
Well, the thing is, I kind of left something out there. We just bought my wife a car, brand new. And I anticipate I'm paying that thing off, in less than 6 months for sure.
Took a loan out, Dino?
Wait. You told us you were debt-free.
Well, I know as of 30 days ago, I said I was debt-free. I have to retract the screen for about 6 months. But
you don't get to do that. So now you took a loan out on a car. No, you can't.
I didn't do the screen for what it's worth.
Yeah, it's okay. But you can't go to New York. You can't go. It's going to cost you a lot. You didn't answer my question. How much it was even going to cost, but you can't do it.
Do you not have cash in the bank, Dino, to pay off this car?
Yeah. I've got about $25,000 in the bank, 15 in my savings, and 12 or so in my working account. I paid for the tickets already. It's going to cost me about $3,000 more. We're not going on a summer vacation because Fort Myers got destroyed. So I'm kind of, also subtracting, and by addition, they're kind of
okay. Dino, we know what's happening. What's the wife's position and what's yours? Let's get to the drama. That's what everybody
Dino
wants to know.
go. You want to go to New York?
Yeah, of course.
I know he does, but I want to hear him say it. That's part of it.
Yeah, I mean, he's not only is it going to be awesome, and you take the wife.
Of course he is. Of course it is. Dino. FOMO.
Start spreading the news. Dino's leaving today. I mean, we get it.
She thinks we should hunker down. She thinks we should hunker down. And
because you got a car loan now.
She's already riddled with guilt over the car.
Why didn't you go buy a $25,000 car?
I bought a $48,000 car.
Why?
Because she's been doing without for so long. Our kids
You're such a great guy, Dino.
She got the truck. She got the big one, the nice truck. It's a one and done, though. I've checked that off the bucket list. I won't ever be asked from her to buy a car again. But that's the deal, you know.
Well, you can go to New York if she sells the car back to the dealer. We make up the difference. Hey, just throw a high fastball right under Dino's chin, and he's thinking about it.
Wow. Even though I could pay this thing off for real in 6 months, you know?
Bro, what do you want us to say? You started the call saying, I really love the show. You give me good advice. And you thought we were going to give you a pass?
I thought you were going to say, hey, dude, you know, you can handle 3 Gs, you know what I mean? Like, I'm gonna
okay, and here's the deal. Could you? Sure. But also there's a discipline factor of like, you guys put yourselves back in a financial hole. You got a car loan now, and it's like, all right, now everything's focused on getting this car paid off. Or going
100% buy into that. You know, it's you know, on the negative side, will it hurt my career? Because this guy is in charge of more than half. She says it won't matter. He didn't care. He's not like
Trust me.
But
Dino, I don't want this to hurt your feelings. He doesn't care if you don't show up. He's going to be pretty happy with or without you.
He's going to be a New York party.
Yeah. You're going to be home watching Netflix. That's
Private
what's going on with some microwave popcorn. And your new $48,000 car
sitting in the garage.
Exactly. Yeah.
You should go watch the movie in the car because I'm sure that's a DVD player.
Good call. Movie night in the new car.
I'm not going to New York, is what I'm saying. What you're saying.
I think we made it abundantly clear, Dino.
Oh, Kenny, I thought you were going to be a little bit nicer to me.
Hey, Dino,
but you called the Ramsey Show.
Yeah.
All of our cars, we say beans and rice, rice and beans. You do nothing until your debt is paid off.
We got really quick though. I do have to go back really quick. We're having so much fun with you, Dino. Did you say you already had paid some of the money towards the New York whale trip?
Yes, sir.
Can you get it back?
Well, I can probably get a credit from the airline. My company paid for it, and you know, it's already booked.
How much left would be on the trip? If you, what's the rest of it?
You figure it was like $500 for the tickets. It wasn't all that much. If they give me a credit, they might charge me $100 a ticket, so I'll have a little bit of credit if we want to do
but I'm saying, how much more money would you have to put towards the trip?
Probably $2,500. Got to do 2 hotels.
Well, it's $900 a night for the hotel, and then and, you know, we're getting a private yacht tour of New York, and they're taking us up.
Oh man, Dino!
Dino, I got to tell you, I really want you to go see the whale client. I really do.
Want you to take a yacht trip around New York City.
Yeah.
I mean, that sounds amazing, but
feels like you got to have some pain in order to do this. You got to sell something, maybe sell the car.
Hey, I really would just sell that car though, y'all. That's not worth it.
Go ahead and get rid of it. It's depreciating right now.
It's not worth it.
Then go up.
And she's gonna be okay in 2 years. She's gonna be okay.
Sell the car
and go to New York then.
Go to New York. Tell him to buy that. Get that whale. Harpoon him. Get him to buy something else
and enjoy the yacht.
Pay cash for the new car.
Watch the DVD in the car.
Dino. Welcome back to the Ramsey Show. Thrilled to have you. I'm Ken Coleman. Rachel Cruz joins me this hour. The phone number to jump in is 888-825-5225. Our scripture of the day comes from Ecclesiastes 1, verse 8. Everything is wearisome beyond description. Can we just pause right there? That's what I'm feeling sometimes. You got 3 teenagers. I'm exhausted. Back to the Bible. No matter how much we see, we are never satisfied. No matter how much we hear, we are not content. Our quote comes from Bob Lazar or Lazar. I don't know how to.
Lazar.
Is it Lazar? Thank you very much. I'm hooked on phonics. There is much that appears initially to be black and white and absolute, but later is revealed to be more gray than white or black. And I'm getting cheer hands over here from you. You got a little something to add to that?
No, that's
you like the gray?
That's what I've learned. The older I get, the grayer life is.
Yeah,
that was curated for you, Rachel.
Is that for me?
Do you know who that is?
No.
He's like an aliens conspiracy theory guy.
Oh, is he?
See, which explains why I didn't know his name.
it.
I stay away from the conspiracies. Anything I know about that comes from you.
And I dive right in.
Wow, talk about
I
a
should have
rabbit
known
hole.
that. I don't know why that didn't ring a bell.
Surprised you aren't in his
That's
book
why he was
club.
talking about the gray in life.
And why you did praise hands.
There's a lot. I know.
Yeah.
It speaks to my soul.
A lot being revealed, folks.
In my soul. So $1 million seems to be the end goal for a lot of people. But in today's economy, the question is it really enough to retire on? So listen, no one likes surprises, especially when you're ready to retire and go on the beach and enjoy your life. You don't want to realize that you don't have enough to cover your day-to-day expenses. So in this week's edition of the Ramsey newsletter, we answer the question on whether you can still retire on $1 million. So to get the question answered, simply sign up at RamseySolutions.com/newsletter to subscribe to our Sunday newsletter and learn more on how much you need to have for retirement.
And this is perfect timing because Kelly happens to be on hold in Rochester, New York, and I think may have a retiring question. Kelly, how can we help?
Yes, so thanks for taking my call.
You bet.
So I hope to retire in about 4 years. I'll be 59 soon. I will have a New York State pension, and that should equal about $47,000, gross, then plus Social Security. I have really no investments at this point. I'll be probably finished with baby step 3 mid-November.
Good.
It depends on, what I think I really need to have, is my safety net. So my question is, I really want to get my mortgage paid off before I retire. I mean, I know it's going to be hard work, but if I do that, then I would, if I took the 15% and invested that, after step 3, I would not be able to pay my mortgage off because that's going to be, that would probably be half of what I would be putting towards my mortgage. I have the possibility to be able to work part-time after I retire, but, for what I'm doing right now, I think that's my plan, is to stop in 4 years.
Okay. So how much do you make a year?
Let's see. So I'm at 86,000, and then that'll go up every 3% for 3.5% for the next 4 years, 3.75%.
Okay. So 86, and how much is left on the house?
107.
107. Okay. Yeah, so it's always that balance of wanting to retire, because if you pour everything into the house, but you don't have any money to eat off of, then that puts you in a predicament. But then also you don't want to be left with a massive mortgage payment that you're having to pay out of your retirement. So it really is kind of walking that fine line, Kelly. Right. So if you can be doing, I mean, honestly, to where it is at both, and if I were you, I know you. What do you do for a job? Because I know you're saying you're wanting to retire in 4 years.
Yeah, I'm an occupational therapist.
Okay. So what if you did work an extra 2 years beyond what you wanted, and you ran the math out? Would that be able to help with the mortgage significantly? Like, I'm just thinking another $86,000. I mean, $180,000 by that point. 2 years of working.
Are you a state
would be
employee?
able to push through to the mortgage.
Kelly,
I mean, I guess I'd have to really sit down and figure it out.
Do you do occupational therapy for the state?
It's in the school district, yeah.
Okay, that's what I was wondering, because you mentioned the pension. And back to Rachel's question, the reason I asked the question, back to Rachel's question, I mean, you're looking at 4 more years to be able to collect the state retirement pension, right? But to her point, an occupational therapist in the private sector is going to make a good bit more than you would for the state. And so even if you worked less hours, and I think that's where Rachel's going, okay, we retire from the state, we get the pension, that's nice, you put your time in, but I can pay the house off if I work 3 or 4 more years so that I get the investment going now and I can pay the house off even when I walk away from the state job. I'm just wondering, because you're still going to be relatively young. I mean, 59 and 4, I mean, you're 63, that's pretty young. Are you planning just to stop working altogether?
No.
Good.
No, my plan was I was thinking about doing some travel therapy and go across country and,
Kelly, I love that because of the travel pays better.
Yeah. Oh, it definitely does. But again, I don't know what, in 4 years, like, what's that going to look like? Plus, if either one of my children have a baby. I want to be able to be around to help and things like that. So,
Sure. Kelly, have you
I'm
looked
talking
into the private sector at all? I just wonder, even for the remaining 4 to 5 years of you working, I know.
There's the trade-off. You may, you know what I mean? You may be paying less into your pension, but the point is that you're making more money.
More.
Yes, but it's definitely a lot more hours and, just not at that stage in my life. I've been a therapist for over, almost 35 years.
Sure.
So,
Got it.
Sure. That's just the whole home care.
I get it. So here's my point.
Quite a while, and I think that would be something I could definitely fall back on.
Yeah.
Good.
So what you're saying, though, I could kind of split it.
Good.
Yes.
And then
good.
do something.
But I would be funding still 15% of your income into retirement.
You would. Okay.
Yes, absolutely. And then anything else. I'm sorry.
Like to a Roth, maybe?
Yes.
IRA,
Yep, exactly.
Yeah.
I'd be opening a Roth IRA. And I would sit down with a SmartVestor Pro, Kelly, in your area there in Rochester, because they're going to be able to run, again, because they may put you in more aggressive funds, because of your age. They're going to help really guide you when it comes to get the most for your retirement. And then when that pension comes out, you're going to be wanting to invest that and use that money as well on living, obviously. So any money that you can still put away at retirement, 15%. And I mean, man, I just always know those so close to retirement age, even, it teeters at 15. Yep. I mean, even a little bit more if you want to throw extra. It's just, I want you to have be able to eat and travel and do the things that you want to do at retirement, as well as starting to see that mortgage chip away. So I would be doing both, Kelly, but I would sit down if you don't have, a vehicle like a Roth IRA or other things besides the pension, I would be looking into that, because I want to flood as much money as possible, again, into that retirement, but also at the same time looking at the goal of the house. And you just make great money. And so looking ahead to say, okay, what if I do work another year or two past retirement age?
Even at less hours.
Even at less hours,
Kelly, you are in great shape. Walk the baby steps out. You're almost done with 3. Let's go to 4, get fully engaged in 4, and then you skip right to paying the house off at 6. And I just, you won't regret this. Get with a SmartVestor Pro, as Rachel says, and they'll help you see the specifics of what we're talking about, real numbers, and then how long it'll take you to pay off that house even after 64. I love that. And
she has 107 left on the home, so I'm like, she can do this. Yeah.
And still enjoy the grandbabies and still travel.
Yes. Yep.
And I just love this. So walk it out. And I want to say something really quick that this is not a hot take. It may be controversial, but I want to share this with people. We're talking about retirement right now. You can go do your own research on this. I don't have data to hit you with specifically, but the data is very clear that, Rachel, when we retire, people that when they go from working to no working at all, I mean, just like we're done, the physical and the mental
decline
and the emotional decline is substantive. And so,
wow.
Slow down, yes, but I'm not retiring. I will work until I hit the desk, and that's it for me. And I think that's how we're wired to do it. Hopefully not here on the show. It'd be terribly awkward.
That would be just
but I will tell you,
sad.
It'd be pretty memorable, though.
No.
Hey, Rachel Cruz, great hour. Always enjoy being with you. James Childs, our fearless leader, and the crew, thank you, guys. And to you, America, thank you. This is The Ramsey Show. Hey, it's Ken. If you like what you heard in this episode and want to know more about getting started on the Ramsey baby steps, go to RamseySolutions.com and click on the Get Started button. We'll help you figure out the best next step for you based on your specific situation. Again, that's RamseySolutions.com and click Get Started.